During a gray, dull day in the autumn of the year, when the clouds hung low in the sky, I had been passing alone on horseback through the dreary countryside. At evening, I found myself within view of the melancholy house of Usher. What it was that unnerved me so at the sight of it, I did not know. I suddenly felt the sense of a dark and strange mystery. The house before me with its bleak walls, the vacant eye-like windows, the lake surrounded by dank grass and decaying trees, the entire scene filled me with a strange sense of despair and gloom. And here in this mansion of gloom, I now plan to stay for several weeks with its owner, my former boyhood companion, Roderick Usher. His letter sounded so desperate, so urgent. All of his talk about an acute bodily illness and of an oppressing mental disorder. What else could I have done but come? From the tone of his letter, it seemed clear he needed my companionship now. And then, too, he mentioned that I was his best, and yes, indeed, his only personal friend. Strange, though, as boys, even though we were good friends, I never felt I really knew Usher. His reserve was always excessive and habitual. And then there were those rumors about the strangeness of his very ancient family. True, they had always been admired for their excellent works of art, and even more impressive, they were noted for their many brilliant musical works. But time-honored as the Usher family was, there was this peculiar strangeness in their temperament. It was caused by the fact that this old and honored family had been able at no time to put forth any enduring generations. The entire family lay in the direct line of descent. They said it was this peculiar deficiency of the lineage from father to son which gave the Ushers an air of mystery and decay. For this reason, as boys, I remember we called this old house and its inhabitant the House of Usher, and we shuddered at its mystery and strangeness. Nevertheless, I had come here to help my boyhood companion. There was no turning back now. As I approached the house, I noticed a barely perceptible crack in the wall of the mansion. It extended from the roof of the mansion all the way down the wall, moving in a zigzag direction, and then it seemed to lose itself in the waters of the murky lake surrounding the house. I drew my coat around my shoulders to ward off the chill dampness of the air and knocked on the heavy door. Usher's valet conducted me in silence through many long, dark, and intricate passages before we reached the studio of his master. On one of the staircases, we met the family physician. He glared at me with a strange and foreboding look. Finally, we arrived at Usher's chambers. Upon my entrance, Usher rose from the sofa.
Welcome to Usher, my old and trusted friend. It was so good of you to come all this distance. Waiting for your arrival has made it possible for me to tolerate those long and dreary days.
Your letter alarmed me, so I set out immediately. You spoke with such concern about your health, but you seem well today. Usher motioned me to sit, and then for some moments, while he did not speak, I gazed at him with a feeling half of pity, half of awe. Surely no man had ever changed so much in appearance in so brief a time. The character of his face bore some resemblance to my boyhood friend, that same cadaverousness of the complexion, the large, luminous eyes, lips somewhat pale and thin, the finely molded chin, and the hair, web-like, soft and thin. But now, the sickness had so exaggerated these features that it startled me. At last he began to speak.
I am sure I am not deceiving you, an old and familiar friend. It is evident, I am sure, that I am suffering from extreme nervous anxiety. And it is for this reason I have asked you to come. You, are the only one I can trust to speak of these matters. You see, it has come to me that this sickness is both a bodily one and one that is visited upon me from an old family mystery. I fear there is no cure for it. I don't understand it. It causes me to suffer from the strangest sensations. I can eat only the plainest of foods. My skin will tolerate only clothing of a particular texture. The odors of flowers that once pleased me now suffocate me. My eyes are tortured by even the faintest light, and only the strangest sounds from violins, guitars, or other stringed instruments satisfy me. I know I shall die. I must die from this horrible illness that has taken hold of me. I dread the events of the future, not in themselves, but in their results. In this strange, nervous condition, dear friend, I feel I will abandon life and reason altogether in the struggle with some grim fantasy of absolute fear.
But Roderick,
No, please. Hear me out before you try to offer me comfort, for this is a strange and evil sickness of which I speak, one that defies all reason or medical help. This is an ominous evil that I know is visited upon me from something from the past, all mystical and unknown. Now, some of the peculiar gloom which afflicts me can be traced to more natural causes. One is the severe and long illness, indeed the approaching death of my dear sister. She has been my only companion for many long years, and she is my last and only relative. Her death will leave me the last of the ancient race of ushers. Ah, there's the Lady Madeline now.
I caught a brief glimpse of her thin form.
Oh, she's gone. She seems so like a phantom now. Please forgive an old man a few tears, my friend. You see, she has suffered so long, and she is so weak, she hardly leaves her chambers now. Seeing you may have alarmed her. We have had the best doctors, but the disease the Lady Madeline suffers from baffles them all. The symptoms show themselves in a settled apathy, a gradual wasting away of her body. She goes into frequent trances, lost from any contact with others or her surroundings. In short, she frequently spends hours in one of her cataleptic states, lost from any sense of reality.
What strange afflictions you've told me of tonight, Roderick. And now, you must tell me. How can I comfort you? In what way do you feel I can help relieve you of some of this burden?
You have cheered me considerably already. Just sharing the sadness with you has helped me. And now, let's have some sherry to toast your arrival.
But there must be more. Something else you have called me here for that I can do.
Welcome to Usher, dear friend. Yes, there is more I want from you. You shall keep me company till the end. We will paint together, read together, and I shall play for you all sorts of wild improvisations on my guitar.
And this, you think, will be enough? I fail to understand how this alone can cure the sickness you speak of. Isn't there some medical advice we can seek? Isn't there some cure we can expect?
Ah, medical advice. I have long since given up the hope that doctors can cure this sickness. It has settled in and now possesses my very soul. No, your companionship is all I can ask or hope for now. That will be quite enough. So now, dear friend, let me show you to your quarters so you can make yourself at home. Dinner will be served in just half an hour.
As he opened the door, a gust of wind rushed past us. It was almost as though the smell of death rushed past me. I shuddered and went in.